Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Noon Tunes, this 14th day of October in the year 2022. Noon Tunes, for those of you online, comes to you from Knoppers Hall at the King's University in Edmonton, Alberta. Today the hall is mostly full, and that is a wonderful thing, because for the last 2.5 years it's been mostly empty. And what is more wonderful are the faculty who teach and perform music here at the King's University, and this concert is dedicated to them. You're going to hear some magnificent music making, and we hope that you enjoy what we do as much as we enjoy what we do. Although, as one of my colleagues said when I asked him how he was, he said, "I'll be a lot better in 15 minutes." This is a person who plays music continuously, so all the music students certainly know it is a different space one needs to be in, but this is a beautiful space to do it in. Please turn off any cellular telephones that you have, unless they are one of the pieces you're going to hear, and let us welcome today's first performers. Just a few notes about the piece Epitaph de Jean Harlow. First, an epitaph is a short inscription on a tombstone. And the Jean Harlow in question was the original blonde bombshell in the movies. She was really film's first sex symbol, and she bears quite a bit of resemblance to Marilyn Monroe in a number of ways. She bleached her hair very whitely blonde. In fact, there was a competition across America to see if any hairdresser could make anyone else's hair as blonde as hers. She also died very young, at the age of 26, of kidney failure, and in that short life she managed to process 3 husbands. Finally, Charles Koechlin was a French composer of the late 19th and early 20th century. He was a political radical and an interesting person, very much so, and his great passion was the movies and movie stars. Hence this piece, which clearly he felt the death of Jean Harlow quite deeply.
Your program says 2 concert etudes. I've decided to play a set of 3 out of a book of 18. So you can change that approximate time to 3 instead of 2. They're short. These 3 little etudes were designed to fulfill a dual purpose. To quote from the accompanying annotations, it should be noted that these are concert etudes. That is, they are more than just studies based on a particular problem. They are musically coherent and valuable for their musical content as well as their technical qualities. They were written in 1972 for the clarinetist Lawrence Sobol by his friend, the composer Nathan Kaplan. I haven't been able to find out much about Kaplan, except that his sons also became composers, and their Wikipedia page says their father, Nathan, was a composer turned dentist. Whatever pays the bills, I guess, for raising a family in Manhattan. Anyway, I hope you enjoy these little gems as much as I always have.
Since the 19th century, there has been a tradition of pianists who have fallen in love with repertoire for the voice and decided we would like to play this repertoire all by ourselves. So there's a long tradition of pianists who have transcribed vocal music. Probably the most famous example of that is Franz Liszt, who fell in love with the Lieder of Schubert and transcribed many of them for solo piano. He also wrote several works based on opera medleys. And American pianist Earl Wild was another one of these borrowers, stealers. And he fell in love with the music of Rachmaninoff. When he heard Rachmaninoff live in recital in New York when he was 6 years old, Earl Wild, that is. And that was when Rachmaninoff had fled the Russian Revolution in 1918 and come to the United States. So Earl Wild says that after that first concert where he saw Rachmaninoff, he went to see him as often as he could for the next 22 years until Rachmaninoff's death in 1943. So Earl Wild transcribed 13 of Rachmaninoff's songs for voice and piano. And this one that I'll play for you today is the English translation of the title is Where Beauty Dwells. And the poet was a little-known Russian woman, social activist in her own right, Glafira Galina. So just to further inspire your imagination, this is the poem. Where beauty dwells. All is well here. Look in the distance. The river glows like a fire. The meadows are like a colorful carpet, and there is the whiteness of clouds. There is nobody here. All is quiet. Here I am alone with God. And the flowers, and the old pine, and you, my dream.
So at the end of the Trojan War, the hero Odysseus had a chaotic and violent 20-year journey to get back home, except for in the middle where he spent 7 years on an island with a nymph named Calypso, where he had a perfectly lovely time and nothing bad happened. So ever since then, a sort of clear, peaceful time in the middle of a bunch of chaos has been called an idyll, or an idol for our American friends. And this piece we're playing today is subtitled Idylle pour clarinette et piano. Clair matin means clear morning.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kim Dennis. I'm the newest addition to the music faculty here at King's. Yay! Today, Ariane and I will be doing two pieces for you, but both with the exact same text, and both come from the Romantic era. The first is by Schubert, and the second is by Mettner, so the beginning of the Romantics and the end of the Romantics. And the text is all about I think of you when I look out and I see the sun shining on the waves, and I look out and I see the moon glimmering over the sea, and I think of you and I see you in the dust from the traveler walking through the night across the bridge, and I hear you in the stillness, and I hear you in the crashing of the waves, and I wish you were here because you're just the best, and even though you're far away and the sun is setting and the stars are coming out, it would be so great if you were here. That's essentially it.
Thank you, folks. It was beautiful music making. So great to hear you. Thank you for your talents, for sharing them. Thank you all for being here. Come back next week. We'll hear some great music again. We have some students who have graduated from an undergraduate program and are doing a performer certificate. You'll hear trumpet, and you will hear clarinet, as well as some excellent violin playing. See you next week.